Cloud Portal webinar. This is a pre-recorded webinar just to give you a brief overview of the portals provided by our company for your phone systems and for users. So first we'll have a brief overview of the manager portal. From here you can manage things such as your company's directory, the users for each of the phone systems. You can also manage your numbers, so your mainline numbers, as well as the locations of where the calls go. So sections we have access to are sections such as the company. From here you can designate your company's main outgoing number. A lot of these pages will look very daunting to you. As you can see, there's a lot of options and flexibility on what you can do with the system. However, this can be customized on a company-by-company basis as to your needs. So if you only needed to access the company directory and add contacts, for example, then that would be the only section that would appear and the only option that would appear. You wouldn't have everything else. But again, if you were an individual who required access to your full phone system and the ability to change every aspect of it, then we can also give you full access. It entirely depends on your company's needs. So as I was saying with the company section, from here you can change your company's outgoing main number, so what you will appear as to outgoing customers, along with things such as your incoming lines, how many calls you can receive at a time, along with your company directory, among other features. I will just briefly cover the company directory. So from here we can add multiple contacts in over time. So as your directory goes, you can come in here and add them in. You're not able to do this on the phones themselves, mainly to stop employees going in editing the company's directory without authorization. Other sections we have is the user section. So from here you can change the names displayed on your users' phones. So for example, we've got a test user here, and we can designate the name of that user. So for example, if we had a desk phone, it was labeled test app, or we can say it's labeled Bob, and Bob left the company and you had a replacement come in. We can come in here, rename Bob's phone to John, and John would then appear on that phone. You can also designate the outgoing caller ID of that particular phone. So if you had a particular sales rep that required a different outgoing caller ID to the rest of the company, from here you can designate it on an individual user basis as well. Other features as well, if you have desk phones, you can change the flexible keys from this menu as well. So you can go into each individual user and extension. So I'll just use 1000 as an example. This is just an app user, so it's not going to show the full menu. From here, you'll be able to change each individual key, flexible key on each phone to provide whatever keys you need. You can also do things such as change your background images on your phones. So for a company display, for example. Other sections we got is a call manager. So from here is where the bulk of the editing is done. So you've got options such as your hunt groups, which is the ring groups that your phones ring into. So for example, we've got our main number ring group. So when our main number is rung, it will ring this group, and we can add and remove phones from a group in here. Other sections we've got are auto attendants. So if you have an answer machine service, so when people ring in, it's welcome to X company, press options. From here, you can program that as well. We also have our DDI summary. This is where we can designate the locations and directions of where we want our numbers to go. For example, if you leave the company early, so you've got one day where you finish at 12, for example, you can come in and edit, change the times or destinations of where you want your number to go. You can also do this from the company section as well with your time schedule. You can edit your company's opening hours from here as well. So when phones start to ring and when they go to voicemail. You've also got access to things such as your call record report. So from here we can see any call recordings. We can search by extension or by phone number. Any calls that were recorded, we can play them from here and also download them. We offer call recording for free for 3 months as standard with all of our phone systems. If you require longer than 3 months, that can be discussed and that at an additional cost. We also have our status view down here. So this shows our device status of all of our handsets and phones, as well as our apps. So you see here we've got our test app and it's showing as unregistered. No one's logged into it at the moment. If it was a phone, so long as it was powered on, it would show as registered. If it wasn't, it would show as unregistered. Also got our service summary here as well. Other options you have is the call history at the bottom here. That gives you a call history summary of all incoming and outgoing calls, as well as calls between extensions as well. You can search by time, date, and extension number, among other things. Okay, so that's just a brief overview of the manager portal. So this is not really to be used by individual employees, but more for company managers or people who would be configuring the system. Again, this can be configured by a case-by-case basis as to what you require. Okay, now I'm just going to go over the user portal. So this is a portal that your individual employees will be able to use to manage their phones. Okay, so each employee that has a desk phone or an app will can have access to this portal. From here, they'll be able to log into their phone and they'll be able to see all the different aspects of their individual phone. So they can see how many incoming calls they've had, external, outgoing, how many calls they missed, their call logs, information such as this, as well as their extension number, the outgoing caller ID they display as when they ring out. They also have a company section. They have a company directory. Don't worry, they cannot edit this. They can only look at it. So you can give your employees access to a full directory from here. Again, it shows all the company names, all the full information, as well as phone numbers and speed dials. You also have feature codes in this section. Just gives you a list of useful codes to use when using your phone. For example, to register D&D, 504 will do that, dialing that on the keypad. You have my phone and features. So from here, we've got phone configuration. So your employees, individual employees can come in and they can edit their flexible keys. So for example, this is what wasn't displaying on our manager screen before, but if you've got any desk phones, so as we do with this particular phone, this is what would be displayed. And you can go down and edit each individual key from here. And you can edit the corresponding one, as well as the dial digit and the name. And you can do this, but you will only be able to do this for your extension in this portal. You also configure stuff such as do not disturb, the call forwards. So if you're at the office, you can configure a call forward to your mobile, for example, as well as your voicemails. And you'll be able to see your voicemails from here as well. So from here, you've got your voicemail messages and your inbox. So here is where any of your voicemails will be stored. And you also have your call record messages. So this is all of our call recordings for our extension. And any calls were received. So this will only show the call recordings that were made to or from this your particular extension. It won't show any call recordings for anyone else in the company. So you can give access to each of your employees to their call recordings. They cannot delete them. Only managers can delete them from the manager portal, but they can download them and they can play them from here. We've also got a call history summary here. And again, shows all the incoming and outgoing calls, the success, outgoing total, incoming total, average durations. And you can search this by time and date as well. We've also got a detailed history here as well. Recording group report. So this may be useful if you want employees to have access to maybe 3 or 4 different employees, call recordings, but not the whole companies. So you can create a call recording group in the manager portal and give and then everybody within that group will be able to see each other's call recordings. So you could have, for example, a tech support or a customer service recording group, and then everyone in customer service can view their call recordings. Again, it's the same as the manager portal, same as before, only the manager portal can delete them, and the user portals can only view them. Okay, and that's a very, very brief coverage of the user portal. Again, each individual user portal and manager portal can be tailored to a company's needs. So if you only wanted your employees to have access to their company directory and the ability to change their keys on their phones, then we can do that, and then they would have access to nothing else, just those two sections. Everything else would be removed, it just wouldn't appear on here. So again, this can be a case-by-case basis for configuration. Anyone interested in this, pop us an email, give us a call, let us know your needs, and we'll do all that for you. Thank you very much.